Fellow auto detailers, welcome to the show that features interviews with today's most successful auto detailers. This is the Auto Detailing Podcast. Here's your host, Jimbo Balaam.
What's up, everyone, and welcome back to this episode. This is episode 429, 430. Anyway, wanted to record a quick episode on how you can get more confident, not only charging for your services, but just more confident in your ability. And I think this is probably the best argument for training, in-person training, is that it helps build confidence in your ability. I've talked to obviously a ton of you and dealt with a ton of you detailers who are new to the detailing industry and just lack confidence, right? So a lot of times that's why people go to training, is just to be, or get a certification, is just so they can have that validity that someone else tells them that they're good. And I think that there's nothing wrong with that at all. I know I've come down hard on certification sometimes, but honestly, if I change my viewpoint of it, and if it helps build your confidence, and that in turn helps you sell a bigger job, or helps you be more confident in your ability, that's awesome. And I'm all for that, because most of the times I find that when guys or gals have a question or they're nervous about something, they already have all the skill set that they need. They already have all the products that they need to go out there and make a dollar detailing. They just lack the confidence. So whatever you have to do to build up your confidence, I'm all for. So with that said, I will, in this episode, I will explain how you can do this in other ways other than becoming certified, right? Or getting a certification, or paying a couple $1,000 to travel out somewhere to get training. And so how you can do this is by using other services, hiring other services, hiring a HVAC guy to look at your heater, hiring a painter, hiring an electrician, hiring a masonry person, hiring a mechanic, going and getting donuts, going into a restaurant, buying something online, buying a course, buying housecallpro.com/ADP, joining the Detailer Inner Circle, kind of all these things that you do in your daily life or need to do, and paying attention to how you are serviced as a customer. So how I kind of came to this realization, and also it's also a realization that doing the work is only part of it. And I've preached that for a long time. Knowing how to detail a car is less than half the total package of running a successful detailing business. And this has never been more evident to me than over the past couple months, going through a pandemic, one, and seeing how people handle themselves and how easily people fold. Just amazing to me that the amount of detailers that just kind of closed up shop and were like, whatever, I'll wait for the government to take care of me, when you actually could adapt and have a service that could really help people, is mind-boggling, but that's for another episode. So that's one kind of arm of it. The next one is that I actually, during this time, had some work done on my house, and it was amazing to me how messed up the construction industry is and how much they missed the boat on the customer experience. Insane to me. So hiring an electrician and an HVAC and painters and all these people, right? And so I didn't hire them all at once. I just had some projects going on at home that I needed buttoned up. And, you can have these people that are so skilled. And I think this is where it comes into detailing, is you could be the world's best detailer. You can know how to correct paint the best, get flawless paint. You're a master detailer, and you have all the certifications to back it up. You lack no confidence, and you make good money for the services that you perform. But as I saw in the construction field, and I'm saying that loosely, or vaguely to not nail anyone down, but their customer service and attention to detail with customers is horrendous. And there's multiple people that I had work at my house that I will never hire back and never refer out, because either their customer service skills were lacking, their communication was lacking, their quote was completely off after they did the work. And almost with every person, it had nothing to do with the actual work itself, which to me is the most frustrating part. In fact, most of the work was done incredibly well. Incredible attention to detail. You can imagine that I have a really wacky eye for detail, and it, bugs me when a faceplate screw isn't straight or not all the same, or it bugs me if the outlet doesn't fit into the faceplate right, or it bugs me if the paint line isn't straight, or it bugs me if the floor is a little bit of a different color in one area than the other, or it bugs me if the door doesn't shut right, or it bugs me if the, screw looks worn out on the door handle because they over tightened it. Like, that attention to detail is what I'm after. And I get into the nitty gritty. And I will say I had to let it go at some point, but for 98% of the projects that I had done, the workmanship exceeded my expectations. How about that? Not even, I'm not going to go that far. That's a little far. I would say met my expectations. I could go really, really meta and pick apart some stuff. But for the most part, the workmanship across the board was spot on and on par with my liking. Where it completely broke down was everything else. So again, inaccurate quotes, not showing up on time, leaving early. Apparently people take these things called lunches for extended amounts of time that I'm not familiar with, and lying, which is insane. No stealing happened that I know of, but lying, misinformation, miscommunication, and just horrendous work ability or work, what do you call that? Yeah, whatever. So the point is that this was really eye-opening for me of like, wow, is this how people really work in real life? And I had to have that tough conversation with a couple of the people of like, is this how you run every job? Is this really how you work? Because this is mind-blowing to me, because I remember when I used to work my ass off for $15 and would have done anything to get a higher paying job. And I guess when I reflected on it, I guess that's why I'm in a different position today, is because I was willing to kind of put in the work and not be lazy. But I would encourage you as a detailer to hire other people in other industries and other services. Maybe it's an appliance repair. Maybe it's just getting your internet put in. We all know how much that sucks when they're like, yeah, I'll be there between 8 and 5. And then take all those things that you don't like as a consumer of other people's services and goods, and don't do that in your own business. So don't tell people, hey, I'll be there at 8 and show up at 8:30. That's annoying. That's frustrating, and it sets the tone for the job. And so I remember when I first started detailing too, back in 2008, in the middle of another pandemic called the recession, the financial crisis, as they called it, of 2008, 2009, where a customer would call, I'd set up an appointment, say, let's just use a random number, Thursday at 9 a.m., and I would show up Thursday at 8:45, because where I'm from, early is late, or on time is late, and early is on time, right? So I show up early, right? I mean, it seems so normal to me. So you show up a little early. I'm not there an hour early. That might be annoying. I'm not there 40 minutes early unless I'm texting. But I try to show up between 15 minutes and right on time, right? And so, but what was amazing is I would just show up to the appointment that I set with the customer at the time we agreed to together. And I remember in 2008, when the whole news and the whole world was coming to an end, and all that there's no jobs and there's no this and blah, 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 all this propaganda, if you want to call it that, I was still getting appointments. And when I showed up to the appointments, the number one response I got from customers that I couldn't believe? You're right. They would look at me, answer the door, and say, oh my gosh, you actually showed up. And being a naive 19-year-old kid who never owned his own business before, thought it was the strangest thing in the world. Like, and I would even say, what do you mean I showed up? We set the appointment. Yeah, but my last detailer, he showed up. He showed up once, or he was supposed to come on Thursday at 9 and called me Thursday at 1:30 and said he couldn't make it, and he'd come on Friday, and then he didn't show up on Friday, so he told me Saturday. And then when he didn't show up on Saturday, I just said, forget it. So I looked for someone else, and then I found you, and you set the appointment for the following Thursday at 9 a.m., and look, you're here. It's 8:50, and you're here. It's amazing. And it sets the tone completely different, and I built my business on the back of that, and you can too, and that's what I want to encourage you. Showing up 15 minutes early has nothing to do with your detailing skill. And then telling the customer and getting it down to how long you know you're going to be there is even more impressive. And that's professionalism. When you tell a customer, I'll be there at 9 o'clock and it's going to take me 3 to 3.5 hours, and you nail it, that is professionalism. And then on top of that, when you nail the detail and your skill set comes in and you can perform on what you told them you were going to perform, that's even better. And then when you have a systematic follow-up and you're sending out a postcard thanking them for their service, offering a discount, you follow up with them in 3 months to keep their car shining, you hit them once a year, or you put them on their continuity program where you're seeing them every week, every 2 weeks, once a month, every 3 months, whatever, that is a professional. That's what you need to be striving for. All these certifications and all this crap, if that's going to build your confidence and that's going to make you feel like a better detailer, that's great. But a real professional runs a business. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do, is run a business. Don't be like all these jack-offs that I had at my house that show up late. They do good work, but they blame other people. Don't blame other people. Do the work, man. Do the work. And I'm so happy I have a platform that I can kind of vent and encourage you guys and use my own experience to encourage you guys to be better detailers and to be better business people. And if you need to, hire other people and other services and see how they perform. And I'm telling you, it'll be eye-opening at how bad people perform. And then those are the same people complaining that, man, there's no jobs. I can't get any work. I can't make any money. I can't get ahead. There's no opportunity out there. Come on, guys. Show up. Do the work. In 2008, the economy was in the toilet, or so I was told. In the toilet. No work. Financial crisis. I'd never run a business. I was 19 years old. No education. Didn't go to college. Barely passed high school. Missed like 70 days senior year of high school. Right? My first month in business detailing, I didn't even have any money. I had to borrow $5,000 from my dad to buy a trailer. My first month detailing, made $6,400. Now I had to pay off the trailer. Obviously, there's chemicals in there. I did enroll in Ed Twillicker's detailing class at a local community college. I didn't have any skill. I learned how to clay bar a car on YouTube, guys, in 2008. I'm saying this, it's embarrassing, but I'm saying it because I'm trying to encourage you of like, you can do it, guys and girls. You can do it. You can do it. Chances are you already have the skill set to do it. Show up, do the work, run it like a business, be professional, show up when you say you're going to show up. Try to nail it down. It does take a while to be able to nail down how long your services are going to take you. But, man, and if something's happening, you're running late, stuff happens. People understand, but you could text people, hey, I'm 15 minutes late. I hit unexpected traffic. Hey, I'm running 15 minutes late. You know what? I don't know what happened. I'm running late on my other appointment, or I picked up an extra car, or, hey, you know what? I'm working on a detail and this thing happened and I'm going to have to bump you to tomorrow. Is that okay? And so there's run it like a business and be professional. There's so many aspects of it that you could be professional. But again, I don't know. Maybe this was a 15-minute rant to get stuff off my chest. But I just want to encourage you to hire other people so you can see how things are run, so that you can either choose to do those things or not do those things. I will tell you that there have been also, on the flip side, there have been amazing people that charge more money, that I paid more money, sometimes up to double, because they could be prompt, they could get it done when I wanted it to be done, and they could do it in an efficient, effective manner. And there's things that I didn't pay more money for, that I tried to save on, that looking back on it, I wish I would have paid more, up to double the price. I wish I would have paid more, because it would have been done faster, done more right, and it would have been a lot less stressful for me to handle. So again, maybe it's a 16-minute rant now. Who knows? But I hope someone got encouragement out of that, and it wasn't just me ranting. Let me know what you think, and I will catch you guys on the next episode. See ya.